original squad? Anyone back into the equation from injury that you didn't have at the weekend?
Kemar will be in the selection, although it's really, really early for him. But it's because you never know, for 5 or 10 minutes. Will not be more than that. But we need to look also, we miss quite some players because they are not on the list or because of injury, so we need to make a little bit pragmatic choice in that way. I don't like if a player is that long out and just trains to give him a selection, but it's necessary for the moment.
Where are you at with Nico Raskin and John Souttar? Obviously, John's just been left out of the Scotland squad that was announced today. Where are they at in their return?
They're not fit yet for this game, and for the weekend normally also not.
Is it looking more longer term or?
No, then you have the break of 2 weeks, and let's hope that at the end of that they can be back training. But of course they missed quite some time, so then we need to rebuild some things.
You've spoken quite a lot since you came in about building a connection with the supporters, using the supporters. How much are you looking forward to your first European night at Ibrox and what the fans could give you in these kind of matches?
No, I'm looking a lot forward to that. There have been a lot of first moments last couple of weeks, and this is another one. And okay, I've been yesterday also at the Fan Forum, so you feel in every sense, you feel it in the games, you feel it before the games, like when we came in Hampden Park, the atmosphere there. In Dundee, the atmosphere before the game already, there's already a big change in the minds of the supporters, much more positivity. A really drive, and the players feel it also. They come on the pitch for the warm-up, and that gives already a lot of energy to the players. So I hope to have that tomorrow, but even a little bit more. So European nights is always something special. It's always been. I love it. And yeah, I hope a really, really positive atmosphere in the stadium that a lot of support from the fans.
Philippe, just how vital is a win for Rangers tomorrow night to finish in the top 2 in the group, do you feel?
That's difficult to say now, because afterwards you still have 2 more games. To be very clear, I always want to win. I want a team that always wants to win. If it's against Prague, or against Real Madrid, it doesn't matter for me. I want a team who's ambitious and plays to win games. So I'm not asking for a draw, but it can be at the end of the series that a draw was also important. So you can never say before, but we're going to play full to get the 3 points. That's good.
Sparta Prague have their top scorer back in contention, it seems, for tomorrow night's match. Obviously, you drew with them over there in Prague. How different do you expect Sparta Prague to be tomorrow night, and how dangerous do you expect them?
No, it's a good team, and like I said before the game there, it's a good technical team with a good structure. It's also a team who, how to say this, focus on the European games. They make some changes the weekends before to be top in these European games. They can do it also in the league that they're playing, because the difference is sometimes too big. Yeah, and it's a team with a lot of ambition, also with a coach with a lot of ambition that I know really well. So we know it's a tough game, and we need to be really at our highest level to get the 3 points.
Just in terms of the players that you have at your disposal, you mentioned a few of them. Are there any others that you don't have? Scott Wright, I think, did he train today?
No.
No, is he out for tomorrow?
He's in serious doubt. It's not sure yet, but it's a serious doubt.
And is he the only one that will miss it?
Yeah, like you said, John Souttar also not, Nicolas Raskin also not, and Rabbi Matondo trained the first time today with the group part, but he's not ready to be in the selection.
Thank you.
Please. I hope to speak more about the fit players, because for the moment I'm always talking about the players who are not fit. But okay.
Philippe, when you think back to the game in Prague, you obviously, again, difficult circumstances, you had to deploy 3 at the back. When you look at the transformation in the team in such a short period of time, 2 weeks or whatever been. Would you say things are ahead of schedule in terms of where you want the players to be? Clearly there's a lot more to come, but do you feel you're ahead of schedule in terms of results, performances?
No, because it's too early to say that. There need to be confirmation. Okay, we had a couple of good games and important victories, and also, excuse me, also the way the team did it, because that's also important for me. You can get results winning games, but by being lucky. No, we were dominant and we deserved it really. It was a big difference in expected goals after the game between us and the opponents. So that's the way I want to see the team play, with a lot of braveness, with a lot of aggressivity with and without the ball. So in that way it's positive, but it's just a start. No, a good team for me is a team that does it for months. And of course there will be then one moment that it's less one game, but then the next game there's directly the reaction. So of course I'm happy how things are going, but I'm not like sitting in the sofa and thinking, okay, now we can let everything loose and the machine will go. I want to create a machine, and I think it's possible with this group to create a machine who goes every time, but we're not there yet.
You said after Sunday, even after Sunday, that you were still in your observation period. When does that end and it goes into the building period or the kind of the confirmation period?
I think we're also in the building period. It's not we've not only been observing and just looking on the side what's going on. That's never been the case. It was from the first start also building, but I don't know everybody really well for the moment in all the circumstances. That I mean with observation. I want to see also how players react with the first deception they have, or the first disappointment, or the first time that they played a really good game and the next game they don't start. I had it for the semi-final. There were players who played a few days before a really good game and didn't play the semi-final. How is their reaction? Is it pure individual or do they think collective? So I need an observation period for a few weeks, a few months to get everybody really into detail, to get the best out of everybody. Do I need to slap them more, or do I need to be nice more? So it's a different for every player.
How frustrating as a coach is it for you not to be able to choose Reid van Yilmaz or Leon Balogun for this match when they're not suspended and they're fit?
If there's one thing important in the way I'm a coach, the way I'm a person, I'm a perfectionist, but I've learned to control the controllable. So I'm not focused or frustrated about that, because it's something I cannot control. It's a decision that's made, it's finished, I cannot change it. So I leave it behind and I look at all the other things that I have control on, or I try to get control on. So in that way, I think that's the best answer.
Well, can you understand then the players' frustration that they are fit and available and playing well, but they cannot be part of it?
I don't think it's important to think about that, because I don't know what the reason was for the decision. Maybe they didn't deserve that moment also, or they deserve, or whatever. It's finished, it's done, and luckily for them we have a lot of other games also, not only Europe. So I want to see players who are ambitious in the trainings and in the games, that we can keep in the other three competitions as long as possible. Can maybe be an extra motivation for the guys who are not in Europe.
Sorry, Philippe, I just wanted to ask the nature of the Scott Wright injury. Can you tell us that?
Yeah, it's a small muscle problem at the last action of the game that he felt a bit, and the next days he felt more. It's not a really serious thing, but if you take the risk to let him play, it can become serious. So we cannot take that risk.
Will he be out for the weekend as well?
That we will see. Maybe he will be there tomorrow if it's much better tomorrow. So like I said, it's a doubt, and it's a big doubt, and I'm not gonna take any risk with players with a small thing to make it like that they're 6-8 weeks out. That's stupid. So we will see tomorrow.
He's been a big plus for you, hasn't he? Recently.
It's good questions, all of those, but it's difficult to say that about one player. I've seen a lot of pluses and not too much minuses for the moment, and I want to keep it there.
Philippe, you mentioned there at the start that Roofe could be available for you again, even for a small spell. You said a few weeks ago that you might have to rebuild his fitness. Are you confident now he's in a good place?
No, it's too early because Kemar is a story that's been going up and down already for a long time. We spoke also with him about that. So we're trying to find a long-term solution in the way of working with him. I've sent him also to somebody. Of course, I've talked first with the medical staff about it. They agreed. And we will see what the result is long term. So I'm not going to take big conclusions now. It's too early for that. But I hope we can make him a player who's available much longer time than he was until now, because it's an important player for this club. The club paid a lot of money for him, and it's also my duty to get the best out of every player. So we will see in a few months. It's going to be a work of a few months also.
Is that a case just of working gradually for it rather than perhaps looking at any future surgery or anything else to get through these problems?
No, it's not something you can solve with surgery also. I think there will not be a solution.
If it's a specialist he's been to see, is it trying to get an idea of, is it body mechanics, is it how he moves, is it how he trains, is that what you're trying to fix with him if it's not surgery?
Yeah, I don't want to go too much in detail. No, I just want that we get time now for Kemar to make him really ready, and we hope, because it's a problem that's been there for years, and he missed a lot of time, not only here, also in other clubs, because of that we can find a long-term solution for him. And I don't want to go too much in detail because these are, for me, a little bit private things also from a player, so I don't want to get in a discomfort zone in that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.